Hello. The podcast you're about to listen to is what happens when two full grown adults are left without supervision. Viewer discretion is strongly advised.
Hello there. Cheers.
What are you, Obi-Wan Kenobi now? I go with that.
Been saying that for years.
My God! Should we do the intro?
There's an intro to the show.
We'll do it properly. Well, with me in charge, we can do it properly this time.
Alright. As far as all the grunting, groaning, and squealing of chairs.
No.
Old man.
No, that's just because I'm an old fucking man. Welcome to the It Came From the Internet podcast. See? That's how it should be done. Molly. Hi, Molly. I hope you and Randy are doing well. Yup.
So that's the intro in its entirety. It's just it came from the internet.
Don't try to show me up,
That
Donovan.
way- I'm just not trying to show you up. I'm just explaining.
Yes, that is in my mind what a good intro is. And yes, at this point we should explain who we are. Go ahead.
I'm Don. No, wait a minute. Wrong meeting. I been told that I wear my sunglasses indoors when it's daytime, and it's very true. But it's only because it's daytime. I take them off at night.
For safety.
I also
It did not
been
look
told
like a pedophile.
that my personality trait is Johnny Cash,
A little bit.
and I learned to play a Johnny Cash song on guitar just for that moment. And I didn't bring a guitar today because I brought a camera. But it'll be really funny when that joke hits. You're gonna love it.
It'll be gold. It'll be comedy gold. My name is Rob. I go by Dr. Fizzy Quizzler. And no, I don't have an actual doctorate if the government is checking.
I could get you a metaphysical degree.
A metaphysical... Is that like, you have a degree in Scientology?
So, fun fact, for anyone shopping, I'm an ordained minister.
Like, are you an actual minister? I've always been curious of this. Like, do you perform, like, religious ceremony other than wedding?
I am legally capable of doing so.
Huh.
Yes.
Okay.
I could do baptisms, funerals, weddings.
Do you promise to do my funeral?
Well, we need to worry about your wedding first.
We already have that planned. Well-ish.
But the website that I acquired such credentials from,
Oh.
the internet. How fitting! It came from the internet.
It came from the internet.
Look at that. They also give out ceremonial decrees of sorts, and one of them is a metaphysical decree.
So you're saying I could become a legal doctor?
Like,
Like, not actually, like, performing surgeries or anything, but I could, on paperwork, put doctor.
yes.
Nice.
Ish.
As long as it's nothing, like, government-related. Because I was looking into getting me and our friend Ian lordships.
I thought you bought the rock in Scotland or whatever.
So I was going to, but that's when the site blew up as, like, oh, this is a scam, don't ever do it.
Before or after they got your money?
Before.
Ooh.
I know.
Scam or not? Like,
I mean,
does it really matter at the end of the day?
At the end of the day, all it takes is a printer and a little metal stamp to call yourself a lord. If that's the barrier to entry, I have a Canon printer in the bedroom.
We have topics for today.
We do. We have several. And I even have the dock pulled up. I'm almost professional. I'm going to very kindly... Yeah, you're going to hear some weird noises because Tati's bicycle is behind me. So my leather chair is hitting her bicycle sometimes and making, like, weird, like, BDSM noises.
You know, I've heard BDSM, and it doesn't really sound like anything I've heard here today.
We've all gone to the same bar.
At the same time.
That was a nice night.
Never donkeys. Get your PhD in metaphysics with the University of Metaphysics.com. All-inclusive bachelor's, master's, doctoral degree scholarship fund through June 15th, 2023.
I could be a real doctor.
Enroll for as little as $90 USD down and monthly payments of $25.
Do I have to keep paying them the $25 to stay a doctor?
This was not the place that I originally saw it from. This is genuinely hilarious, though.
It's a subscription fee doctorate.
The place that I got my ministry from the Universal Life Church, and so did Conan O'Brien, I'll have you know. And
You know, I was like, this is a scam right up till you said Conan O'Brien. Then I'm like, no, this is a scam.
I'm pretty sure like others have done, like Stephen Colbert and other people too.
Well, Stephen Colbert had he's the Last Week Tonight guy, right? Is that the one?
was
John Oliver. All right, he did a bit on churches and like the barrier to become a church, and it was.
Oh, yeah. Read these names off here.
Read these names. All right, first, I do see Conan O'Brien. I do see Stephen Colbert. I do see Sir Ian McKellen.
Sir Ian McKellen.
To Magneto himself. What I will say is,
How dare you
if I have
credit
to,
him as Magneto over Gandalf. But carry on.
I stand by my claim. He is Magneto over Gandalf. But I kind of want to circle back real quick to the fourth name on this list.
Yes.
Lady Gaga. I have Don. There was no one else I would rather get married by you. Until I found out Lady Gaga is an ordained minister, I have zero faith that I'd be able to get her to actually officiate the ceremony. But I think it would be hilarious to try.
You know, I've heard stranger things. You know, like you could probably write a very convincing letter and get Lady Gaga to do your wedding, but
I mean, she'd have to travel to New Jersey.
you time it right, maybe she'll be at a show at the Prudential Center or something.
Maybe. Should I geolocate us by saying, well, I mean, Jersey's the most densely populated state in the Union.
Never mind, they just posted your address.
Did we? I don't know, honestly. Who the fuck knows? 4207. No.
Yeah, we never really did. You know what? That's a fucking lie. Because one word out of my mouth, and everybody knows what state I'm from. It doesn't matter. Like,
One word out of my mouth. I've had people be like, "Are you English? Are you from Ireland?" I'm like, "Do I sound Irish?" Oh, me lucky charms. No. And if you are from Ireland and you found that offensive, stick around, man. It'll get worse.
if only Randy were here.
I know. Why is our designated Irishman not here? We should probably say why Molly and Randy aren't here.
They both died. It was a tragic accident.
It involves Squishables. Or Squishmallows, is that how you pronounce them?
I'm unfamiliar with this brand of children's toy.
It's the plushie toys, the big stuffed
Squishimals.
Squishimals. That's what they're called. They were buried alive by Squishimals.
Unfortunately, they succumbed to their own furry desires and suffocated on their own plush. Autoerotic asphyxiation. Very tragic.
It's terrible.
Shouldn't even be laughing about it, but
No.
here you are. Here we are.
The worst part is they insist they're still alive, but they're dead. They're dead.
Maybe if we can find the Universal Life Church Jesus, we can get
Look, that's $35.99 a month. I can't afford it.
the docs.
I'm not gonna lie. I went to pick up my phone, picked it up, opened the case, and went, "What? Oh, right."
I've been very crafty.
My God. Oh, for those of you who it's weird. Do you ever watch the show Mr. Robot?
I've I've seen the commercials, never seen the show.
One, my second favorite performance by Rami Malek.
First goes to
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Fair.
But it's how I found Rami Malek in the first place. And it was my favorite up until Bohemian Rhapsody. But
it's Pride Month.
To Freddie.
He's dead now.
May he rest in glorious, fantastic peace.
You know, rumor has it that he actually also died of Squishmallows.
Oh. It's an epidemic.
It's very, very bad.
Millions die from Squishmallows every year.
Millions die every year.
I don't know why they sell them in children's toy stores.
Thinning the herd, apparently. Probably err on the side of caution here in case you want to run for president next year when you turn 35.
That's true.
You turn 35 next year, don't you?
Hold on, I'm trying to... What year was I born? What year is it?
Alright, fucking Marty McFly.
It's 2023, right? Yeah.
Still.
2023. Oh, I'm already 35. I'm 37.
You could have ran for president 2 years ago.
I know. I've got to start... I got to get on my shit, man. I got to start running for president. That's right, Trump. You've got some competition. Not that I'm Republican.
Are you registered to vote?
I am registered to vote.
You party registered.
Maybe. The DMV keeps asking me, and I keep saying skip. Does that make me independent?
Probably.
There you go.
Good luck running for president, as you will lose.
Every time.
You're never going to beat The Rock and Oprah if they were on.
I think I could beat The Rock. No, I couldn't beat The Rock. I could beat The Rock in a drinking contest.
I disagree.
I don't.
That man owns a tequila company.
Good. It means he can front the liquor for the contest. Rock, if you're ever watching this, your liver and mine. Come at me, bro.
You got a better chance of Lady Gaga doing your wedding.
You say that. The Rock's got those like super filters searching the internet for his name. I have a feeling if we save that challenge to The Rock, there's a non-zero chance that this clip makes it to him. And that non-zero chance has a non-zero option of him saying, yeah, let's do it.
What would you even serve The Rock in your home to best him in The Rock's championship choice of alcohols to you? Like, just...
I'll let him pick the liquor.
All right. The Rock, ball's in your court now. You've got choice of liquor, date, time. Let's...
Hit me up on Twitter. Let's do this. Let's set this up, Rock.
Challenge... hashtag Rock Drinking Challenge.
The hashtag Rock Drinking Challenge. You know what? Let's throw... Because Nicolas Cage was in The Rock as well. Not that Rock. He was in the movie The Rock. I should really clarify that. Let's throw this in Nick Cage's court, too. I'd go up against...
Don't challenge Nick Cage. Nick Cage will show up to your house tomorrow. Nick Cage is bored.
He just show up. I was in Renfield. Oh, God! I have a feeling I'd have fun with that one, though.
You could probably, there's like a 60 to 70% chance that you could get Nick Cage to show up.
Didn't he do a movie once about, trying to kill himself through drinking? Raising Arizona, maybe? I don't know. I have to go back
Did you watch The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent?
No, I haven't. I've really got to because the trailer, I thought the trailer was hilarious, and I just haven't gotten around to watching the movie yet.
You like bad movies, you'll love it. It's Nick Cage playing Nick Cage playing Nick Cage. As
Really?
Nick Cage.
Is it bad? That made sense to me.
No.
Okay.
Also featuring,
If you say also featuring Nick Cage, that makes even more sense.
yes.
Okay.
And, Pedro Pascal.
Oh, the Mandalorian himself.
The Mandalorian.
All
You
right.
raped her. You murdered her. Oberyn Martell. Squish the eyes out. Game of Thrones.
It's been so long since I watched Game of Thrones. I actually don't think I even watched the last like 3 seasons. How did it turn out?
Everyone dies.
Oh, okay.
Except Sansa, Jon.
Does Bran survive? He's my favorite.
You didn't watch the ending?
No.
You'll love it.
Okay. Are you joking? Is it like he dies horribly? And
No, he doesn't die.
because the last time I saw him, I think Hodor just spoilers.
There's no spoil. It's Game of Thrones.
It's Game of Thrones. Hodor died, and like some little girl was dragging his body through the snow into the darkness. I'm like, oh, he's dead. That was the last clip I saw. I think that was a season ender, and I never picked it back up.
You are so far behind.
Am I?
But I mean,
All I know is like for like a brief moment, everyone's like, "It's the end of Game of Thrones," and then everyone's like, "It was the end of Game of Thrones."
yeah. I was when it first came out. I didn't really know about it, but I picked up around season 3,
Okay.
and then I was like hardcore into it. Every week, watch parties, the works. And I loved every season up until the final season, and I was like, I was sorely disappointed. It's a feeling that a lot of people had. I was sad that it was over, but I was sad in the way that it ended also. I didn't feel like it really did justice to where they were going with it. It just sort of felt like half-assed and rushed.
Now I heard a weird kind of conspiracy theory that it was because the showrunners were given a movie trilogy.
Star Wars.
I was about to say at Disney doing Star Wars.
Yeah.
And they were like, we want to get on that quick, and just we're like, all right, fuck it.
Yeah. And it never has a blend since DC The Rock Black Adam backfired so poorly as D.B. Weiss and David Benioff rushing out Game of Thrones so that they could get on their Star Wars contract and doing such a bad job that Star Wars then pulled their contract and they got fired from the Star Wars movie because of the final season.
Damn.
Game of Thrones.
It's like, you're good at running a show, but you're terrible at sticking the landing?
So they, I mean, the first couple seasons were all based largely on the book. They had the books for, to go off of. And then, I don't read the books, but once they started getting on, like, off script, it started coming up with their own things. And I'm sure they work with the man, but, like, the quality just
tanked
down. And it was still good, but that last season was just...
Now, where I left off, was that in the books?
I don't know.
Okay.
Because I've not read the books.
Okay. I know of another show that did that. I know you're not... are you a big anime fan at all?
I dabble, but I would consider myself a big, like, up-to-date with animes. Like, I really like the Toonami era of, like, I was hard into it.
So, in the Toonami era, do you remember Full Metal Alchemist?
Yes.
So, the big criticism was with that show was very similar, where it was running concurrently with the manga. And what happened was they got past the manga quickly, and they just made their own shit up. And they went in as someone who's gone back and read the manga, they went in a weird direction. Yeah. Like, it went World War II Nazis for a bit. Literally. And it wasn't until years later they're like, we're doing Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, which is the manga made into a show. And then it was, we already saw this, and the animation style looks very similar. Why are we doing this again? And
Is this doing anything for you? Because it seems to trigger the internet at large.
That was in the manga.
I've ruined him.
Oh, one day. Actually, no, it's a lie. They killed her. Spoilers. But that, like, that's a very similar thing that happened. And I think there was another anime recently that also went through that treatment. I don't remember off the top of my head what it was. The part of my brain wants to say it was Dr. Stone, but I think that's wrong.
I don't know. Gone beyond my forte of expertise.
Yeah.
So,
Are we on to the dock?
whenever we get on a tangent, which we run to the end of, we move back to the dock.
There you go.
To the script. Let's talk about the Iron Sheik's Twitter.
All right, I have no idea what this is. What is this?
Just go ahead. Take 4 to 5 seconds to Google the Iron Sheik's Twitter.
Well, you left a link, so I'm going to just, oh God, where is there? Copy link URL. I don't know how the internet works.
Control V.
Command V, I'm on a Mac. You heathen. What the hell is this?
This is the Iron Sheik's Twitter. There you have, now can you name those top 3 on those faces up there?
He looks incredibly familiar and the other two don't. He kind of looks like a mix between Kevin Sorbo and the guy who played Superman in Smallville, Tom Holland.
So you didn't watch wrestling in the 80s and 90s?
I did not, no. I watched a bit of wrestling. It was WCW, which probably dates me a bit. And it was back when it was known as the WWF. And that was the era in which I ascribed to a bit of wrestling and then quickly was like, oh, this just got weird and I'm out.
Yeah, I mean, when I was a kid, I watched wrestling and I don't really keep up with it, but
Okay.
I do hear the news. And so the Iron Sheik was a wrestler back in the day. He was actually an Olympian.
Okay.
He was from Iran. Then he, the Iranians were like essentially killing off their Olympians because they were getting more popular than the dictator.
Oh, Jesus.
And so he fled the country to America. He then was like a trainer for American Olympians. And then he became a pro wrestler. And he was like a huge heel for years and years and years.
Okay.
Like wrestled Hulk Hogan and his signature move was the camel clutch.
I'm sorry. My brain just went to like, signature move was the camel toe. It's like, oh.
This was years before the camel toe. But
Gotcha.
I lied. The camel toe is
It's timeless.
timeless. But yeah, he just died.
Oh.
And I never knew that the man had one of the most legendary Twitter accounts of all time. Until
Okay.
he died. And
It's like finding out like Stan Lee was on Twitter.
Stan Lee was on Twitter?
He was, and his Twitter was amazing. Now it's kind of a shell of its former self with his daughter running it. Which, if the daughter's listening, again...
Drinking contest.
Yeah. Every episode, I'm just going to be like, let's go, baby! I'll take on everyone, all challengers.
Yeah. So the Iron Sheik, though, he died. Got a legendary Twitter. Just give it a scroll down until maybe like a week or 2 or 3 or 4 ago.
Now, when did he die?
Recent. Very recent. Like in the last week or 2.
That looks a little unsettling.
Everything that's in like the last couple of days is, I guess, his PR team.
Okay. Alright, so let's...
There you go. June 14th. That's far enough. All right, here we go.
Alright. Oh, who died yesterday. Alright. So I gotta keep going. He's still dead in that timeline. Still dead in the timeline. Alright, come on, guys. Doctor Who gives a fuck. Alright! A lot of these are his likes and retweets. Looking for stuff from the man himself. Damn it, he's still dead. Threw me off. All right. Here we go.
What was that video? What was the caption of that video? DeSantis, you have the Jabroni Hulk Hogan theme music. If you're trying to lose the vote, Bubba, you're doing excellent.
In the digital or the physical world, go fuck yourself.
I love the fact everything in his Twitter is capitalized. There isn't a lowercase letter to be seen.
Nope.
Wait, if I can't rub your ass to the moonshine and take it back to 79, you can go fuck yourself forever. Jesus, alright. So I have a feeling this is a man who did not worry about being canceled.
He has lived his life as a heel. Public and in private and in professional.
Fair.
Just a bad guy. Absolutely hilarious.
Okay. Which I think it behooves us to our lovely, currently third member, soon to be fifth member, the audience. It's kind of that's why I brought up Mr. Robot, is I suddenly remembered that Tangent had an ending, and it was me saying, I feel like Mr. Robot because I keep looking off into the distance and just talking to nobody and expecting a bit of an answer.
What do you think? How does that make you feel? The people.
Listen, Jim, we're worried about you. We miss you. I understand Texas is rough. But Jim, we're here for you. And at some point, a guy named Jim from Texas might watch this video and be real freaked out.
Could be.
If you're Jim from Texas, hit me up on Twitter, Fizzy Quizzler, at Fizzy Quizzler.
Jim from Texas, you are challenged to a drinking
Yeah.
contest.
Unless your big problem is alcoholism. I'm not facilitating that. But back to the Iron Sheik. I think it
988 is the National Suicide Hotline. Jim from Texas. Iron Cheeks Twitter, yes.
on a complete side note, for those listening at home, a heel in wrestling is the bad guy. They're the guy who's there to be the dickhead, so that the other wrestlers
The babyface.
the babyface can shine and be the golden kid. I don't know where I was going with that sentence. But I mean, if this guy was the expert heel,
Scroll more. Do better.
do more scroll. Fuck the Guinness Book of Records. I make the world humble. Okay. Fuck the AI. I can
Say the word and I will break any jabroni's fucking neck.
If you know where your dog's at, you should go fuck yourself and stay away from animals. Oh, if you don't know. Okay. That makes more sense. Jabronis need to be lucky because they are jabronis. Alright. So this man was someone who genuinely was just like, fuck it all.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
Beep.
Do you follow The Rock on any social media?
I will now, because I kind of am. I want to do this weird thing where I want to
Participate in society?
Yes. As weird as that sounds for me. Here, give me another. Fine, I'll do it
Have your
myself.
choice. Well, I don't know. It's weird.
It's-
another man's ice.
But say I was about to make a joke about your wife getting me ice all the time, but like she literally did.
It's true. My wife was a bartender.
Was
Now she's a
stay-at-home wife?
go to work wife. Who wishes she could stay home. Me too, though. I had like 4 months off of work. Very nice. Now I'm back to work. And, I mean, it's a living. It's a living, to quote the Flintstones. Will we
Yep.
get canceled for quoting the Flintstones? I don't think so.
Is the Flintstones cancelable? Did they do something like? I know they promoted smoking to children.
Really?
Yeah,
I never picked up on that.
they there was a commercial when back in the 50s or 60s, where it's literally Fred and Barney sitting like outside of a work site, being like, "I'm gonna smoke one of these cool whatevers," and like he pulls one out, he's like, "It's smooth."
I'm right now Googling this because I want to see.
Go right ahead.
Fred Flintstone smoking ad. What's next on the
Next on the docket, I'm gonna do one from mine. Don, were you a fan of the Venture Brothers?
Go Team Venture?
All right, hold on. I'll let you watch this.
Fair enough. Fair enough. That's Fred.
That
Barney.
is Fred and Barney smoking some cigarettes.
Smoking a cigarette. Smoking a pancake. Bong and Blitz.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Digression. Tangent.
Yes.
Venture Brothers. The thing I liked about Venture Brothers, voice acting.
Voice acting was good.
I don't know the dude's name, but he's like Joe Swanson and like a bunch of other dudes. Plays the alright, type guy.
Oh, Rock Samson.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's a good dude.
He is.
I don't remember his name. Sorry.
I don't remember the actor's name either.
Challenging to a drinking contest.
No. I'm gonna leave it at The Rock and Lady Gaga. No.
All right.
Who was the? I challenged one other person.
You'll find out.
When I'm editing. This is 14%, by the way.
Yeah. I didn't think that was a lot. Now I feel otherwise.
Yes. And you haven't even finished your first can yet.
Oh, I did. This can is...
Is that can 2?
No. This is can 1, but can 1 is done.
Okay.
There we are. We are on stingers here. We were talking about the show. There's a woman
With a deep voice.
with a deep voice.
Yes.
Dr. Girlfriend?
That is the name she starts with.
How are ya? She reminds me of Patty
From work?
from the bar.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't seen her in a long time.
She's dead.
Is she dead?
She's for real skis.
Oh, God.
Squishables.
Squishamle's dead.
Yeah, no, I don't remember what got her, but
Oh, Lord.
ripping.
To Patty.
Patty.
You made the second best drinks there. Kelly made the best ones.
This is failing miserably.
All right, so the Venture Brothers.
Venture Brothers! That's where we were. Dr. Girlfriend, how are ya?
How are you?
Yeah, I liked her. The kids, like the whole, they're based on like a reference to like that old show.
So they are based as an homage to like the Hardy Boys and to like very loosely like the idea of like boy adventurers.
There's a show. It's like a number, and they're like there's like submarines.
Sea Lab 2021.
Yeah, I feel like they're like that.
Yeah, it's a similar style of humor.
Yeah.
The show was created by Doc Hammer and
I like
someone else that I'm so sorry.
The Monarch.
The Monarch! Actually, last year, Tati and I went as Dr. Mrs. The Monarch and the Monarch, which is different from Dr. Girlfriend because she changed costumes halfway through.
I'd like pictures.
Sure.
I haven't
Why?
Ironically, like Dr. Venture and his family to me are the least interesting parts of that show.
They are. The side stories with the characters, especially in the later seasons, became the bread and butter of the show. And honestly, so the show is created by the guys who wrote the original Tick. If you remember the animated show The Tick.
Yeah, I was never really big on the Tick, animated or live action.
Okay.
But I know the Tick. Like, I get the Tick. I understand the Tick because he's a superhero, so I have to know the Tick.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Go to images. So that's the costume that she wore, and I wore the Monarch.
I meant pictures of you guys, not
Oh,
you
that makes a
freaking
lot
animal.
more sense.
I want to see your cosplay,
I'll
not
have to text it to you. I don't have the actual.
generic Google photo of the actual costume from the actor. It's like,
You got to be
hey,
more
I played
specific.
I cosplayed as Link once. Let me show you the picture here.
Here's Link.
It was this guy right here.
It was that costume.
It was this guy right here.
Randy is currently playing that, by the way. I guarantee
I
it.
saw the fucking picture. If you didn't notice, underneath his pile of Squishable death, he had died with his face in a pile of Switch.
Ah, I wonder if Molly is currently face deep in some Switch as well. I don't know if she has it. I think they only have the one Switch. She's probably just sipping tea, watching slowly as her husband just sinks into the Squishables.
She's playing gardening.
Probably.
Doing weed. Wearing black.
Weed gardening? Is that what they're doing?
Weed gardening.
Not marijuana gardening, like weeding.
Weeding. Or both.
I don't know. I don't know what they do in their spare time.
Yes, you do. It's on the podcast.
That's true. It is the podcast. This is what they do. This is their spare time.
Hippie goth grandma.
Yeah.
Gardens, drinks tea, does formally weed, and wears black. Allegedly. Those are the criteria as described to me in my rating. What have I become?
One of the funniest stories I ever heard Wayne Brady tell was he had gotten his head shaved, and he was walking past I'm horribly misquoting this possibly, but he walked past a tanning salon, stopped, and someone was walking past. He just started screaming, "Ah! Ah! Ah!"
Wayne Brady is black, audience.
Look, if the audience has to figure that part out, all right.
It's funny. It's funny. I
Google Wayne Brady, please. He's amazing.
Shall we challenge Wayne Brady?
No, I'm not suicidal. I've seen the Chappelle Show. I know where that goes.
I was not a fan of his later talk show stuff, but whose line is it anyway?
Yeah, that was incredible.
Absolute legend. Absolute legend.
Everyone from that show is a fucking legend. I even love the newer stuff.
Yeah. Yes.
Because I'm a huge fan of Aisha Tyler because I found her from Archer.
She's like really working her way into some serious nerd cred over the years.
I mean, she hosted the Ubisoft E3 panels 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
Like, you do it one year, it was because you were asked.
Oh,
Your
no.
phone rang.
We're gonna have to edit this out. Alright. My phone's on vibrate now, audience.
Silence your phone, you godless heathen.
Well, yeah.
Don't give me that I have a kid crap.
That's not, I wouldn't answer for that.
You know, in 10 years, you're watching this podcast.
Let's be honest, this one ain't making it to the internet. But okay, in 10 years.
Yes it is.
Alright. In 10 years when you're watching this podcast, your daddy's from Jersey.
Dad's from Jersey, and your godfather says hello. It better not be Vin.
It's 8 o'clock. My baby's sleeping.
Mm.
Here's something topical.
Alright, yeah. Alright, hold on. Real quick, because we never finished the Venture Brothers
Right.
thing.
Here's
So-
something topical. Go Team Venture.
Alright, so, long and short of it, the last 10 to 20 minutes I just edited out. Don, you're a fan of the Venture Brothers, yes?
Yes, I like the Venture Brothers.
So Venture Brothers Season 7 ended on a major cliffhanger, which is where the audience, spoilers, found out, I'm not going to give too much spoilers, they found out there was a very fundamental link between two major characters.
Just tell me which two.
So they found out that the Monarch and Rusty Venture were brothers.
What?
Yeah.
You're gonna post that type of spoiler?
I know. Spoiler. I'll even
So
put...
does that mean... Now hold on, because I haven't seen it.
Okay.
But... And I'm so far behind that I realistically won't probably catch up anytime soon. But does that mean that either A, Rusty and the Monarch were both fathered by Doctor, or neither were fathered by Doctor?
So you find out in the show, before it's finally verbalized, you find out that the Monarch's father, who was a hero himself, he was a Green Hornet analog called the Blue Morpho, also butterfly themed, that he was having trouble conceiving a child. And he was complaining about this to Dr. Venture Sr. And he makes a crack about, oh, I've perfected genetic engineering. My genes are very potent. Kind of mildly insinuating he was going to have relations with the monarch's mother.
Yeah.
The problem is, and this is where my fan theory kind of comes into play, Doc Venture Sr., while yes, a lecherous bastard, was also genuinely into cloning. And it's kind of mildly insinuated in the show, Rusty is in of himself a clone of Rusty Venture, who died through the myriad of adventures that Doc Venture Sr. dragged his son along for, and traumatizing him to this day.
Yeah.
So it is in every way possible that the Monarch is either a clone of Rusty, where he has somewhere in his brain, through all of these years, had this massive...
My God, they have the same beard.
They have the same beard, they have the same hair, and it gets weirder, and I'll get to it in a minute.
Did you copy your style of eyebrows based on the Monarch?
Yes.
You're a fucking animal.
I love him. He is my hero.
You know what? Did I put in here the tie-in? Hold on. Off topic. What is your spirit animal?
I was gonna wait for all of Molly's shit for when she's here.
That wasn't Molly's. That was mine.
Oh, that was yours? My spirit animal is
Then again, we can ask them.
yeah, we can ask them next episode when we're sober.
What do you mean when we're sober?
I know we drink every episode. There's a reason we start every single episode with the word cheers. And so my spirit animal, this is one that I found recently, and it's not necessarily an animal, it's more of a magical creature, and that is the fat dragon from D&D that just came out. It's like, I don't even remember his name, but it was like, he has found a new lair. What'd he do? Eat the first one? Like that creep. There's a reason the helmet I got from the movie theater for the popcorn is now my dice box.
That's hilarious. Let's talk about the D&D movie on a tangent for a minute.
Sure.
Because
It recently released on Peacock.
that's fun.
There's a bike back there I just found. Those are good.
Listen to all those S&M noises.
I'm not editing that part out.
That's your S&M.
That might even be the intro blurb. It's like, let's listen to all the S&M noises.
Wasn't there an episode where we just did 45 minutes of fucking ASMR?
Yes. That is the hardest one I've had trouble editing. This is why we started with number 4 on the YouTube channel.
It's like, this is a fucking wash.
This one is unusable.
What were we talking about before ASMR?
Spirit animals.
Spirit animals. Yeah, I'm fucking toasty. Shit, man.
I'm gonna pour the rest of this into mine.
Historians guess that the toast most likely originated with the Greek libation, the custom of pouring out a portion of one's drink in honor of the gods. From there, it was an easy step to offering a drink in honor of one's companions. I don't know why I googled the history of cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. That doesn't really feel like it was the history of cheers. It feels like it was a history of toasting.
The history of Cheers is Ted Danson. I think it was Ted Danson. Had a TV show in the late 60s where everybody knows your name. So the Venture Brothers.
Venture Brothers. Molly. Not Molly. Rusty.
You need a minute? All right, let's take 5. Come on,
We're
let's
good.
stand up.
We're solid.
You're gonna need a ride home.
No, I'll be fine in an hour. We're still drinking. Who are there's 2 brothers. You got
Yes.
Rusty.
There's
and
Hank and Dean.
Who's Rusty?
Rusty is the father.
Right.
So Doc Venture, the one that we all kind of follow the tale along with, is Thaddeus Rusty Venture. So, some fair warning. The Venture Brothers to me is like, this is where I deep dive. This is where I've got the murder map out. Like, this is where I'm that meme of the guy from It's Always Sunny.
It's been putting the pins.
Yeah, putting the pins in. I have gone head deep into this fucking lore. And it broke my heart when season 7 aired, because this show was incredible to me. It's honestly, I think, one of my favorite animated shows of all time. And season 7 ended on this cliffhanger with, Rusty was captured, where, you find out the Monarch is Rusty's brother. Like, all these things come to fruition. And fruition.
The Monarch has been sort of like wildly obsessed with him for
his whole
ever,
life.
though.
But this episode's where the Monarch finds out it's his brother.
Now, does only the Monarch know? Does
So
Doc not know?
So the way it's found out is the Monarch is trying to raise his rank in the Guild of Calamitous Intent, the group of supervillains.
Why have we not? We were going to talk about the D&D movie. That's what we were fucking before I got shit wiped. Why are we not introduced the Guild of Calamitous Intent into the D&D world? But carry on.
Well, everyone, bad news. If you couldn't tell, the video feed cut out a little bit ago, and pretty much everything else Don and I talked about during the rest of that podcast recording was incoherent beyond words. So with that, I'm going to bring this podcast to a close. Thank you all very much for watching. If you made it this far, please feel free to do all that YouTube stuff down below if you're watching on YouTube, or if you're watching on another podcast service, you know what to do. Thank you all very much, and have a good night. Bye.